any reason at all, please when re-entering, wait in the entryways until a scene change arises. And finally, the use of flash photography and videotaping is strictly prohibited. Thank you very much for your cooperation, and enjoy the Merrill High School's presentation of Oliver!
Is it worth the waiting for? If we live till 84, all we ever get is gruel. Every day we say a prayer. Will they change the bill of fare? Still we get the same old gruel. There's not a crust, not a crumb. Can we find, can we beg, can we borrow or catch? But there's nothing to stop us from getting a thrill when we all close our eyes and imagine food, glorious food, hot sausage and mustard while we're in the mood, cold jelly and custard, pudding and saveloys. What next is the question? Rich gentlemen have it, boys, indigestion. Food, glorious food. We're anxious to try it. 3 banquets a day. Our favorite diet. Just picture a great big steak, fried, roasted, or stewed. Oh, food! Wonderful! Food! Marvelous! Food! Glorious food! Food, glorious food! What is a more handsome? Gulp, swallowed, or chewed? Still worth the king's ransom! What is it we dream about? What brings on a sigh? Piled peaches and cream about 6 feet high. Food, glorious food. Eat right through the menu. Just loosen your belt. 2 inches and menu. Work up a new appetite in this interlude. Oh, food! Once again! Food! Fabulous food! Glorious food! Food, glorious food! Don't care what it looks like! Burnt under the grill! Don't care what the cook's like! Just thinking of growing fat, our senses go reeling. 1 moment of knowing that, full up feeling. Food, glorious food. What wouldn't we give for that extra bit more? That's all that we live for. Why should we be fated to do nothing but brood? Oh, food, magical!
For what we're about to receive, may the Lord make you truly thankful.
Please, sir. I want some more.
What?
Please, sir. I want some more.
More?
Catch him!
Snatch him!
Hold him!
Scold him!
Pounce him, trounce him, pick him up and bounce him.
Wait! Before we put this lad to task, may I be so curious as to ask his name? Oliver, Oliver, never before as a boy wanted more. Oliver, Oliver, won't ask for more when he knows what's in store. There's a dark, thin, winding stairway without any banisters, which will push him down and feed him a cockroaches stuffed in a canister.
Oliver, Oliver.
What will he do when he's turned black and blue? He will cuss the day somebody named him Oliver, Oliver, never before as a boy wanted more. Oliver, Oliver,
Won't ask for more when he knows what's in store.
there's a sooty chimney long overdue for a sweeping out, which will push him up, and one day next year with the rats he'll be creeping out.
Oliver, Oliver.
What will he do when this terrible stew? He will rue the day somebody named him
To bed, all of you!
Yes, you're quite right, Mrs. Corney. We must get rid of this canker in our mess. That boy was meant to be hung. I've never been so shocked in all my days.
Hush, Mr. Bumble. You must have had quite a turn. Sit down and have a nice cup of tea.
It's nice to be appreciated, Mrs. Corney. These here paupers and this here parish don't appreciate me. Anti-parochial they are, Mom. Anti-parochial. We've given away a matter of 20 loaves and a cheese and a half this very blessed afternoon, and still them paupers is not contented.
Of course they're not. When would they be? Sweet, Mr. Bumble?
Very sweet indeed, Ma'am.
You little tinker, you.
You have a cat, Ma'am, I see, and kittens too, I declare.
I'm so fond of them you can't even imagine, Mr. Bumble. And they're fond of their home, too.
I must say that any cat or kitten that could live here and not be fond of its home must be an idiot and does not deserve to live in it.
Mr. Bumble!
There's no denying facts, Mom. An idiot. I would drown it myself with pleasure.
Then you are a cruel man, a very hard-hearted man and all.
Hard-hearted, ma'am? Hard-hearted, Mrs. Corney? Are you hard-hearted?
Dear me, what a very curious question coming from a single man. And what could you want to know for? Mr. Bumble, I shall scream.
No, you wouldn't. Hey-ho, if you wanted something special, then you couldn't say no. Did I nearly get you smiling? Yes, I did, and it's beguiling. If your hand is close up, press it. Yes, you like it, come confess it. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I shall scream, I shall scream, till they hasten to my rescue, I shall scream.
If there's nobody that's near us who could see us or could hear us, if I ask you, can I kiss you? Say, what will my pretty miss do?
I shall scream, scream, scream.
If I pinch you, one pinch from your shy protective shell, if I uninch you, 1 inch, will your blithesome buxom beauty let a suitor do this duty? Though this lap ain't very large, dear, sit upon it, there's no charge, dear. Will you sit?
No, I shan't.
Will you sit?
I shall scream, I shall scream, for the safety of my virtue I shall scream. Though your knee is rather cozy, see my cheeks are getting rosy, you could have me in your power if I sat here for an hour.
I shall scream, scream, scream.
You're a naughty bad man if you think I can't be proper, prim and hearty. I can, and you'll pardon if I mention you must state your true intention.
Is there not another room here? If there was a bride and groom here, would there be?
Well, there might.
We shall see.
I shall scream, I shall scream. At the thought of what you're thinking, I shall scream.
You will wonder where the scream went when we come to an agreement. As my lovey dove is chubby, could she love a chubby hubby?
I shall scream, Mr. Bumble, I shall scream, Bumble, Bumble, I shall scream, scream, scream.
I've got the boy, ma'am.
You would get a good price for him, Mr. Bumble.
One boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 boy for sale. He's going cheap, only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. 1 stop him getting stout. If I should say he wasn't very greedy, I could not, I'd be telling you a tale. One boy for sale, come take a peep. Have you ever seen as nice a boy for sale? Liberal terms, Mr. Sowerberry. Liberal terms. 5 pounds.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was needing a boy.
Good. Then it's settled. 5 pounds, please.
If you don't mind, Mr. Bumble, cash upon liking. Mrs. Sowerberry,
What is it?
will you have the goodness to come here a moment, my dear?
What do you want? Well, what is it?
I've told Mr. Bumble.
Hello, Mr. Bumble.
Hello, Mrs. Sowerberry.
That we may consider taking in this boy to help in the shop.
Dear me, he's very small.
Yes, he is rather small. There's no denying it. But he'll grow, Mrs. Sowerberry. Oh, he'll grow.
I dare say he will. And our victuals and our drink. They're a waste of time, these workhouse boys. Always cost more to keep than what they're worth. Still, you men always think you know best. What are you going to do with him?
There's an expression of melancholy on his face, my dear, which is very interesting. He could make a delightful coffin follower.
A what?
I don't mean a regular follower for grown-ups, but only for the children's practice. It would be very nice to have a follower in proportion, my sweet. A superb effect the more I think about it.
For once, just for once, you might have a decent idea. Very well then, boy. What's your name?
Oliver. Oliver Twist, ma'am.
A singular name.
I'm, and one of my own choosing.
Yours, Mr. Bumble?
Mine, Mrs. Sowerberry.
How's that, Mr. Bumble?
Well, the boy's mother came to us destitute, brings the boy into the world, takes one look at him, and promptly dies without leaving so much as a forwarding name and address.
Dear, dear. Well, Oliver Twist, do you think you can look like that gentleman up there?
Maybe, if I had a black hat.
Never mind about black hats.
The boy is quite right. Get the boy a top hat. These things must be done proper and correct. Stand there, under the picture, boy. Henry, give us the top hat. Henry, really, it takes you twice as long to do anything as anyone else. Yes, yes. For once, Henry, you've had a good idea. Can you keep an expression on your face for a long time, boy? With a crowd watching you?
Yes, ma'am. I think so.
He's a born undertaker's mute. I can see him in a black silk suit, following behind the funeral procession with his features fixed in a suitable expression. There'll be horses with tall black plumes to escort us to the family tombs. with mourners in all corners who've been taught to weep in tune. Then the coffin lined with satin, that's your funeral.
That's your funeral.
Large enough to where you're at, that's your funeral.
That's your funeral.
We're just here to glamorize you for that handless sleep. You might just as well look fetching when you're 6 feet deep. At the wake we'll drink a toddy to the body beautiful. That's your funeral.
Not a funeral.
That's your funeral. If you're fond of overeating, that's your funeral.
That's your funeral.
Starve yourself by undereating, that's your funeral.
That's my funeral?
Visualize the earth descending on you clod by clod. You can't come back when you're buried underneath the sod. We will not reduce our prices, keep your vices usual. That's your funeral.
Not a funeral.
That's your funeral.
I don't think this song is funny.
That's your funeral.
That's your funeral.
Here's the boy, now where's the money?
That's your funeral.
That's your funeral.
We don't harbor thoughts macabre, there's no need to frown. In the end, we'll either burn you up or nail you down. We love coughs and wheezes and diseases called incurable. That's your funeral, no one else's funeral.
That's your
funeral.
Very well then. That's your job, Junior Coffin Follower. Have you eaten yet?
No, ma'am. Not
Charlotte! Charlotte!
What?
Bring up some of the cold bits we put up for the dog. It hasn't been in all day, so it can go without him. I dare say the boy ain't too dainty to eat him. Are you, boy? Charlotte, love, this is the new boy. Give him a name. Have you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Glad to hear it. Get to bed, Henry. Come on, Charlotte, don't just stand there gawking. Now then, Oliver Twist, you don't mind sleeping among coffins, I suppose. But it doesn't much matter whether you do or you don't. You can't sleep nowhere else.
Where is love? Does it fall from skies above? Is it underneath the willow tree that I've been dreaming of? Where is she who I close my eyes to see? Will I ever know the sweet hello that's meant for only me? Who can say where she may hide? Must I travel far and wide till I am beside the someone who
Open up the door, will you? Open up the door! Open the door!
I will directly, sir.
Are you the new boy?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
13, sir.
Well, then I'll whop you one when I get in. You just see if I don't, you little workhouse brat.
Did you knock, sir?
I kicked.
Did you want a coffin, sir?
No, but you'll be wanting one before too long if you start cheeking your superiors. You don't know who I am, do you? I suppose.
No.
Workhouse.
I can't say as I do.
I'm Mr. Noah Claypole, and you're under me. So go stoke up the fire, you other young scallywag.
Hello, Noah. I saved a nice little bit of bacon for you for Master's breakfast. Oliver, shut the door. And take them bits in your tea and go over there and eat them. And make haste, because I want you to mind the shop tonight. Do you hear?
You hear, workhouse?
Lord, Noah, what a tease you are. Let the boy alone.
Let him alone? I'm just giving him a change, you silly little thing. Everyone left him alone. His father left him alone. His mother left him alone. Everyone left him alone except dear, old, kind, old Noah. Here's Charlotte.
You are one.
So, how's your mother, workhouse?
You leave my mother out of this. She's dead.
What did she die of? Shortage of breath?
Never you mind.
Oh, but I do mind.
Well, you'd better not, see?
Better not. Better not if you don't mind. Oh, the cheek of it. The workhouse cheek of it. My mother, he says. My mother, oh, she was a good one, he says. Well, you know, workhouse, it can't be helped now. And of course, it couldn't be helped then. But you ought to know. Your mother, she was a regular right down bad one.
What did you say?
Oh, yeah. A regular right down bad one. And it's a good thing she died when she did. Because otherwise, she'd have been doing hard labor in prison like as not. Ow! Hey! Get off me! Ow! 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 Charlotte! Ow! Ow!
What on earth can be happening? Coming, Noah!
Charlotte!
You hard-bred you! Ungrateful! Murderous villain!
Not get help! Charlotte! Someone quick!
Oh dear, she's going off!
Oh, Charlotte! Oh, Charlotte, we can all been murdered in our beds! Ah! I wanted a drink! A drink! Oh, Charlotte, what's to be done?
I don't know, Mother. Unless we send for the Wall Street runners. Mr. Bumble!
Where is he? Dead?
Very much alive.
Oliver?
You let me out of here!
Do you know this here boss, Oliver?
Yes.
And ain't you afraid of it, Oliver? Ain't you trembling when I speak?
No.
Of course the boy's insane, Mr. Bumble. No boy in half his senses can venture to speak so to you.
It's not madness, madam. It's meat.
What?
Meat, madam, meat. You overfed the boy, madam. You raised an artificial spirit unbecoming of his station life. If you would have kept him on gruel, this would never have happened.
Dear, dear. That's what comes of being generous?
Yes, indeed. The only thing for me to do now is for me to take him back for a day or so. Starve him down a little bit. I'll keep him on gruel. He comes of a bad family.
What is going on in my parlor?
That boy! Oliver! You've no idea what he's been up to! We had to lock him up! Never in all my life!
Now you're a good boy now, ain't you?
He called my mother names.
Well, and what if he did, you little ungrateful wretch? She probably deserved what was said. And worse.
She didn't.
She did!
It's a lie.
He's buggered off.
Huh?
Oliver, he's run off.
£5 worth run off. £5 of mine run off? After him!
Meat, madam, meat!
Hey, what you staring at? Ain't you never seen a gent?
No, I haven't.
You tired?
I've been running hard.
Oh, I see. You must be running away from the beak.
For what?
Now, don't tell me you don't know what a beak is, me flush mate.
Isn't a beak what a bird's got?
My eyes, how green. A beak. It's a magistrate for your information. You hungry?
Starving.
Haven't you got no mother?
No?
Father?
No.
Have you got any money?
Not a farthing.
Got any lodgings?
No. Do you live in London?
When I'm at home. I suppose you want some place to sleep tonight now, don't you? Are you accommodated?
No. I don't think so.
Well then, accommodated you shall be, me old mate. I know a certain house where a respectable old gentleman lives what'll give you lodgings for nothing and never ask for the change. This is, and that is, if any other gentleman what he knows introduces you. And does he know me? I should say he does. Not half he don't, ain't so?
Well, who is this respectable old gentleman? Is he a charity gentleman?
Well, not exactly. I wouldn't exactly say that. But if I introduce to someone, it's all right, and account of I happen to be a particular favourite of Mr. Fagin. That's his name, Mr. Fagin. By the way, if I'm introducing you to Fagin, I better know who you are, me old pock sausage.
My name's Oliver. Oliver Twist.
And I'm Jack Dawkins, better known among me more intimate friends as the Artful Dodger.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Dawkins.
Come to think of it, I ain't got no intimate friends. Still, what's the difference me old china plate? You're coming with me.
Are you sure Mr. Fagin won't mind?
Mind. Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself one of the family. We've taken to you so strong. It's clear we're going to get along. Consider yourself well in. Consider yourself a part of the furniture. There isn't a lot to spare. Who cares? Whatever we got, we share. If it should chance to be, we should see some harder days. Empty lot of days. Why grouse? Always a chance we'll meet somebody to foot the bill. Then the drinks are on the house. Consider yourself a mate. We don't want to have no fuss. For after some consideration we can state, consider yourself one of us. Consider yourself
At home,
consider yourself
one of the family.
We've taken to you
So strong.
it's clear we're going to get along. Consider yourself well in. Consider yourself
Part of the furniture.
there isn't a lot to spare. Who cares? Whatever we got, we share. Nobody tries to be la-di-da and uppity. There's a cup of tea for all. Only it's wise to be handy with a rolling pin when the landlord comes to call. Consider yourself a mate. We don't want to have no fuss. For after some consideration we can state, consider yourself one of us. Consider yourself at home. We've taken to you so strong. Consider yourself well in. There isn't a lot to spare. If it's a chance to be, we should see some harder days. Empty lot of days. Why grouse? Always a chance we'll meet somebody to foot the bill. Then the drinks are on the house. Consider yourself amazed. We don't want to have no fuss. For after some consideration we can stay. Consider yourself one of us. Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself one of the family. We've taken to you so strong. It's clear we're going to get along. Consider yourself well in. Consider yourself part of the furniture. There isn't a lot to spare. Who cares? Whatever we got, we share. If it's a chance to be, we should see some harder days. Empty lot of days. Why grouse? Always a chance for me, somebody to foot the bill. Then the drinks are on the house. Consider yourself amazed. We don't want to have no fuss. For after some consideration we can stay. Consider yourself one of us. Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself one of the family. We've taken to you so strong. It's clear we're going to get
There isn't a lot to spare. Who cares what? Ever we got, we share. Nobody tries to be la-di-da and up a take. There's a cup of tea for all. Only it's nice to be handy with the rolling pin when the landlord comes to call. Consider yourself amazed. We don't want to have no fuss, for after some consideration we can stay. Consider yourself one of us.
I'm a real miser, you know. But can I help it? I just like to look at it. It's my little pleasure in life. Cup of coffee and a quick count-up. Besides, who's gonna look after me in my old age, Are you, Birdie, or you? What are you doing awake? Now then, I want to hear every detail of what you saw.
I couldn't sleep, sir.
Were you awake 5 minutes ago?
No, sir.
2 minutes ago?
I'm not sure, sir.
Be sure!
I'm sure.
All right, then. If you're sure, I'm sure. Of course, I knew all along I was only trying to frighten you. You're a brave boy, Oliver. A brave boy. Tell me, did you see any of the pretty things in this here box?
Yes, sir.
Oliver, those are mine. My little property. All I've got to live on in my old age. It's a terrible thing, old age.
Can I get up now, sir?
Certainly, my dear. Come on, there's a basin of water here. You can have a wash.
But I had a wash yesterday, sir.
Well, today's your birthday. Wash!
Plummy and slam.
Wake up, boys. Wake up. The ladies are here. Come on.
We'll have less of that if you don't mind. Where's the gin? Ah.
All in moderation, my dear. Too much gin can be a dangerous thing for a pure little girl.
What's wrong with the drop of danger there, Mr. Fagin? After all, that's the only bit of excitement we have around here. And who would deny us of that small pleasure? Would you? Small pleasures, who would deny us these? A gin toddies, large measures, no skimping if you please. I rough it, I love it, life is a game of chance. I never tire of it, leading this merry dance. If you don't mind having to go without things, it's a fine life.
It's a fine life.
Though it ain't all jolly or pleasure outings, it's a fine life.
It's a fine life.
When you've got someone to love, you'll forget your cares and strife. Let the prudes look down on us, let the wide world run on us. It's a fine, fine life. Who cares if straight laces sneer at us in the street? Fine airs and fine graces don't have to sin to eat. We wander through London, who knows what we may find. There's pockets left undone on many a behind. If you don't mind taking it as it turns out, it's a fine life.
It's a fine life.
Keep the candle burning until it burns out. It's a fine life.
It's a fine life.
Although you sometimes do come by the occasional black eye, you can always cover one till he blacks the other one, but you don't dare cry. No flounces, no feathers, no frills and furbelows. All winds and all weathers ain't good for fancy clothes. All these trappings, these tatters, these we can just afford. What future, what matters, we've got our bed and board. If you don't mind having to deal with fagging, it's a fine life.
It's a fine life.
Though disease rats threaten to bring the plague in, it's a fine life.
It's a fine life.
But the grass is green and dense on the right side of the fence. And if we take good care of it and we get our share of it and we don't mean pence, if you don't mind having to like a lumpet, it's a fine life.
It's a fine life.
Though there's no tea sipping and eating crumpet, it's a fine life.
It's a fine life.
Not for me a happy home, happy husband, happy wife. Though it sometimes touches me, for the likes of such as me, mine's a fine, fine life. Who's he, faggot?
Oh, ladies, I forgot to introduce you. Meet our new lodger, Mr. Oliver Twist, Esquire. Nancy and Bet.
Charmed to meet you.
Oh, yes. We're all ladies and gentlemen here. We're all quality.
You won't know quality if you saw it. None of you. Except Dodge. Have you seen the way them quality gentlemen treats their ladies?
Of course I have.
Shall we show them how it's done?
Definitely.
Go on, Nancy. Give us a free show on the stage.
Shut up, you lot. How does it go now, Dodge? It's all rowing and hats off
And don't let your petticoat dangle in the mud, my darling.
And I'll go last.
No, I'll go last.
I'll go last, dear.
I'd do anything for you, dear. Anything for you mean everything to me. I know that I'd go anywhere for your smile. Anywhere for your smile. Everywhere I'd see.
Would you climb a hill?
Anything.
Wear a daffodil?
Anything.
Leave me all your will?
Anything.
Even fight my bill?
What fisticuffs I'd risk. Everything for one kiss. Everything, yes I do. Anything.
Anything?
Anything for you.
Come on, Bet. Now you, Oliver. You do everything you saw him do. And I'll tell you the words you don't know.
I do anything
For you, dear.
for you, dear. Anything
For you mean.
for you mean everything to me. I know that I'd go anywhere for your smile. Anywhere for your smile. Everywhere I'd see.
Would you lace my shoe?
Anything,
Paint your face bright blue?
anything,
Catch a kangaroo?
anything,
Go to Timbuktu?
and back again I'd risk everything for one kiss. Everything, yes I do. Anything,
Anything?
anything for you.
Would you rob a shop?
Anything,
Would you risk the drop?
anything,
Though your eyes go pop
anything.
when you come down plop.
Paying everything we'd risk, life and limb, to keep you in the swim. Yes, we do anything,
Anything.
anything for you. Why did she kiss me?
In that case, can have you lot laying about here all day. There's work to be done and there's fine pickings in the streets. Get out there in your cape.
Ta-ta, you lot.
Ta-ta. Oh, Dodger.
Yep.
Take Oliver with you. You have to make a start somewhere, my dear, and believe you me, you couldn't make a finer start. Good luck on your first job today, my dear. I'll be waiting for you here when you come back. You can go, but be back soon. You can go, but while you're working, this place I'm pacing round until you're home, safe and sound. You can go, but be back soon. Who can tell where danger's lurking? Do not forget this tune. Be back soon.
How could we forget? How could we let our dear old Fagin worry? We love him so we'll come back home in oh such a great big hurry. It's him that plays the piper. It's us that pipes his tune. So long, farewell, pip pip cheerio. We'll be back soon.
You can go, but be back soon. You can go, but bring back plenty of pocket handkerchiefs. And you should be clever thieves. Whip it quick and be back soon. There's a sixpence here for 20. Ain't that a lovely tune? Be back soon.
Our pockets hold a watch of gold that chimes upon the hour.
A wallet fat.
An old man's hat.
The crown jewels from the tower.
We know the posted runners.
But they don't know this tune.
So long, farewell, pip pip cheerio. We'll be back soon.
A cheerio, but be back soon. I don't know, somehow I'll miss you. I love you, that's why I say cheerio. Not goodbye, don't be gone long, be back soon. Give me one long last look, bless you. Remember this old tune. Be back soon.
We must disappear. We'll be back here today, perhaps tomorrow.
We'll miss you too, it's sad but true.
That parting is such sweet sorrow. And when we're in the distance, you'll hear this whispered tune. So long, farewell, pip pip cheerio. We'll be back soon.
A cheerio, but be
disappear.
back
We'll be
soon.
back here
I don't know,
today,
somehow
perhaps
I'll miss
tomorrow.
you. I love you, that's why I say cheerio. Not goodbye, don't be gone long, be back soon. Give me one long last look, bless you. Remember this old tune. Be back soon.
You'll hear this whispered tune. So long, farewell, pip pip cheerio. We'll be back soon.
Pep, pep, cheerio, we'll be back soon.
So long, farewell, pip pip cheerio.
Help! Help!
Not so fast! What's your name, boy? What's your name?
Oliver.
Everyone knows they all suppose what they want to suppose when they hear
Ladies and gentlemen, brethren, sinners all, I call upon our goddess of virtues to sing their rendition of the old school song, Pa!
There's a little ditty they're singing in the city, especially when they've been on the gin or the beer. If you've got the patience, your own imaginations will tell you just exactly what you want to hear. Papa, that's how it goes. Papa, everyone knows. They all suppose what they want to suppose when they hear Papa. Mr. Percy Snodgrass would often have the odd glass, but never when he thought anybody could see. Secretly he'd buy it and drink it on the quiet and dream he was a nerd with a girl on each knee. Papa, that's how it goes. Papa, everyone knows. What is the cause of his red shiny nose? Could it be Papa? Pretty little Sally goes walking down the alley, displays her pretty ankles to all of them. They could see her garters, but not for free and gratis, an inch or two, and then she knows when to say when. Papa, that's how it goes. Papa, everyone knows. Whether it's hidden or whether it shows, it's the same Papa. She was in the country, but now she's at the country. She let a fella feed her, then leave her alone. What's the good of crying? She's made a better lying. She's glad to bring the coin in and join in this song. Papa, that's how it goes. Papa, everyone knows. She is no longer the same as she grows. Her loss is Papa. All together now. Papa, that's how it goes. Papa, everyone knows. They all suppose what they want to suppose when they hear Papa. Papa, that's how it goes. Papa, everyone knows. They all suppose what they want to suppose when they hear
Strong men tremble when they hear it. They've got cause enough to be wrecked. It's much blacker than they smear it. Nobody mentions my name. Rich men owe their 500 out. Leave me emptying their clothes out. They know I could die just to live up to my name. With me, Jeremy in the end, let me see the man who dares. Stop me taking what I made. They can start to say it. Biceps like an iron good for doing of a murder. If I just so much as utter, even whisper my name, Bill Sire. Strong men tremble when they hear it. They got cause enough to be rest. It's much pies and lemon jelly.